Welcome to World Update on the Persecuted Church with Release International. Coming up in this edition,
through what is happening in Orissa and other parts of the country, I feel the Christianity will be strengthened because Christianity came to existence through persecutions. So where there is more persecution, it will be more vibrant. That is what I believe.
Literacy rate among Christians is very low. Among women, it is below 5%. So Sewing Center is very much concerned to equip our women folk to earn money with dignity and pride.
the headlines: India. Hindu militants are being offered rewards to kill Christians and destroy their churches and homes. Afghanistan, the family of a Christian charity worker murdered by the Taliban say they forgive her killers. And Iraq, militants trying to drive out Christians from Mosul gunned down a mother and her two daughters. First, Orissa, India, where the full extent of the horror facing Christians attacked by Hindu militants continues to surface. Militants are being offered a reward to kill Christians and destroy their homes and churches. Bishops in Orissa have warned the government of a master plan to drive out every Christian and create a Hindu state. Thousands of Christians in displaced camps now face winter with little food and a shortage of blankets. Christians have been marching in the capital, New Delhi, to call for peace.
We as citizens of India are, as any other religious people, have got the same right to live peacefully in this country.
Extra police have been drafted in, but the violence has already spread to 14 states. And there are warnings that unless the government intervenes, it could get worse.
I think if the violence against Christians in Orissa will not be stopped here at this juncture, I think this violence will spread all over country.
Meanwhile, Christians have united to get urgent relief aid to the camps for the displaced.
Through what is happening in Orissa and other parts of the country, I feel the Christianity will be strengthened because Christianity came to existence through persecutions. So where there is more persecution, it will be more vibrant. That is what I believe.
Please pray for the Christians of Orissa in this trial of their faith, and pray the Indian government will act to restrain the militants. Iraq now, and in the ongoing violence against Christians in Mosul, gunmen opened fire on a family, killing two sisters and wounding their mother. The attack began as they were waiting for a bus outside their house. The killers then planted a bomb at the scene, which they detonated as the emergency services arrived, injuring several others. Many of Iraq's Christians have now left the country, and radical Muslims have launched a terror campaign against Christians in Mosul, shooting and bombing homes to force thousands more to flee. Mosul is considered to be the last urban stronghold of al-Qaeda in Iraq, as CBN's George Thomas reports.
Before the US-led invasion, there were about 1 million Christians in Iraq. They lived in relative security, free to worship and build churches. But after the invasion, Muslim radicals started targeting them.
There are people and groups behind the scenes that we cannot see who want to drive the Christians out of Iraq. This is nothing short of an ethnic cleansing of a specific group of people.
Church leaders here estimate that most of Iraq's Christians have now fled or been killed, and about 13,000 have left Mosul. They're part of the more than 4 million Iraqis the United Nations says have fled their homes since the war began.
There is still tremendous amount of fear in this community because there is concern that the insurgents as well as Al-Qaeda could slip into this community.
Mosul is one of the most dangerous cities today in Iraq. In addition to Al-Qaeda, US commanders say at least 12 insurgent groups operate in the city. But as US and Iraqi forces launch new security operations, the concern is that some of these insurgents will move into the areas where Christians have taken refuge.
Please pray for the Christians who remain in Iraq, for their protection and their peace. And pray for those who fled the country that they'll be shown compassion and hospitality and will soon be able to return to their land. The family of a Christian charity worker murdered in Afghanistan say they forgive her killers. Gail Williams, who cared for disabled children in Afghanistan, was gunned down by the Taliban. Her mother and sisters said Gail loved the children she served and the Afghan people. They said Gail would have forgiven her killers. They told reporters, "We also forgive them, just as Gail would have done." Other Western workers have been targeted, and Afghans who are Christians are also under threat. Here's Gary Lane, who works for Release Associate Ministry, Voice of the Martyrs USA.
But around the community here, Christians, both the foreign workers and the indigenous ones, are very nervous because there have been threats against them, threats against their lives. The Taliban say they want them all out of the country. It's an underground church here, so they're used to lying low. They're not above ground. They're very secretive because obviously most of them are Muslim background believers, and they will be killed if it's exposed that they are Christians. So they meet in small house groups, maybe 4 or 5 at a time, no more than about 10, but they're scattered around the country. The church is growing slowly here.
Release International works closely with its partners in Afghanistan and is providing Christian books and outreach materials.
When they see persecution here, they'll go in and help the families. Also, they're helping the evangelists. They provide support for them, encouragement, prayer, and also provide them with the literature they need. They did assist in the recent printing of the very first Dari Bible. That's the language of Afghanistan.
News now from Pakistan, where many Christian women face sexual abuse in the workplace because they have little legal comeback. The cabinet's backing a new bill to outlaw harassment at work. Release's partners are pressing the government to make sure the law applies equally to Christians. In Pakistan, a woman's testimony is worth half that of a man, and half again if the woman is a Christian. That makes Christian women easy targets for rape and sexual abuse. Release is helping to care for Christian women who've been abused and highlights their plight in a new DVD, Pray for Pakistan.
In Pakistan, Christian community is very poor, persecuted, illiterate, and poverty-ridden. So poverty is everywhere, and our Christian women are compelled to go somewhere else to earn money. Our women are going to serve as servants, like mopping and cleaning sort of work in big Muslim houses, where many a times they are raped. Pakistan is an Islamic country, and overall women has no status. But as a minority, we are targeted more. Our women are treated like animals. They are considered their property once they are in their homes. They can do everything to them without thinking of the honor and respect of their families. In 2004, we tried to start a small skill-giving program to our women who are suffering in the society, because literacy rate among Christians is very low. It is below 10%. Among women, it is below 5%. So Sewing Center is very much concerned to equip our women folk to earn money with dignity and pride. And in 2-3 years, we have trained about 200 women and girls.
I was trained 3 years ago. I learned stitching, cutting, sewing and needlework, and now I'm able to do work at home. I'm supporting my family, my father and my brothers and sisters. I have 7 brothers and sisters and they're all studying at school. My mother and father are very happy and I'm also very happy.
Please pray for the work of the Sewing Center and for the women there, and that moves to outlaw sexual harassment in the workplace will become the law of the land in Pakistan. Pray also that law will apply equally to Christian women. Persecuted Christians need our prayers, and we have much to learn from them. That's it for this edition of World Update. To find out how you can partner with persecuted Christians to support them and catch their overcoming faith, sign up for Release magazine, available from our website. Help us to help them. Goodbye and God bless.